What is up, you guys? Emu and Ace are everywhere this format, and aggressive, non-stop leaders like this one not only make matches more fun, but put you in a strong position to win much more often. In this video, I'll go over the deck list that I found success with, explaining each card and how it fits into the strategy. I'll also go over tech choices and other tools you can add to your deck to make it fit your personal playstyle or local meta. Vegapunk is a 5,000 power leader with just 2 life, making him one of the most unique leaders in the game. 2 life and not being able to attack sounds horrible, but he completely makes up for it with his leader effect. Once per turn, you can rest 1 Dawn card to play out a 5-cost or lower Egghead character from your hand, or throw it onto your life. This effect is insane, saving you tons of Dawn and letting you stack powerful triggers in your life. Doing this turn after turn feels completely unfair, so let's see what we can do. Most of your cards have triggers that can play themselves, like Lilith for instance. She's a great searcher since you can easily get her onto the field and then she can just attack for you. The other Lilith is cool too, she searches as well, but is just less useful on the field. Since you can play out anybody for just 1 Dawn anyway, she doesn't feel as worth it all the time. You want to use these cards to find the 5-cost Vegapunk as consistently as possible. He's a blocker, which is very handy to protect your characters or mess your opponent up when they decide to attack your life. The real reason he's so strong is because he gets to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and play out a scientist character. Since you can use your leader effect to play him out, you can get 10 Dawn worth of characters on the field for just 1 Dawn. Because he's so crazy, and since you can loop him with your other cards, scientist cards will be a huge focus in this deck. The 2 Shakas are the best scientists in your deck. The blocker is crazy since he can just play himself off your life, so putting him there with your leader effect lets him block 2 attacks. The vanilla one is great too, since he's 7,000 power, which also makes him harder for your opponent to attack over. It's important to keep bodies on the field, so he's really good at that, and he's also just great to drop on your first turn to start attacking right away. Atlas is another amazing attacker, with the effect that it cannot be KO'd by battle while you have less life than your opponent. You'll be hovering around 1 life anyway, so she can put tons of pressure on your opponent, wearing them down until the end of the game. She also plays herself off of your life, which can be super punishing for your opponent. The other Atlas is a 2k counter, which is also convenient to hit off of Vegapunk since a 6k attacker is better than nothing. Edison is another great 2k counter. He plays himself off of your life, working to cycle your hand, and at 5,000 power, he's a free attack too. The new Edison is a little weaker in my opinion, but he can rest your opponent's 3-cost or lower characters, and his trigger does the same thing. This is useful for punching through blockers, but it also helps against aggressive matchups. Rayleigh has a lot of lower cost characters, and so does Red Zoro, so Edison can help curb their growth, and let you get over cards like Chopper that will constantly grow their field. Vegapunk does better against decks that swing tall with a few characters instead of wide with many. Hand advantage can become a problem in this deck, countering out can start to hurt. Stussy is a great blocker that helps against decks that swing wide, since she can block 5 and 6k swings for free, saving you cards in your hand. She also can play out one of your characters with a trigger, so you aren't missing out on offensive pressure either. The 5-cost Lilith helps too, since she replaces herself when you play her on your turn, which is often enough. She's a good attacker and is another card that plays herself when you rip her off your life. Unfortunately, there's just too many other cards you want to play, so I don't think she makes the cut. The 3-cost Bonnie is another card that can refill your hand, drawing 2 and discarding 1 when your opponent takes a life. Her trigger does the same thing, and she's overall really useful for drawing into your Vegapunks and putting things in your trash. Although, I don't think Bonnie is versatile enough to land a place in the deck just because her trigger doesn't play herself, she's not a scientist, and her effect isn't strong enough to justify her in my opinion. Pythagoras is a scientist card that can pull things out of your trash when he's KO'd. The best card to pull out is usually the 3-cost Lilith, but you also have other options if you choose to play them. The 4-cost Frankie, for instance, is another great 2k that can play himself from your life basically always, and even gets you another card in your hand. For more aggressive options, S-Hawk is a really cool card you can play. While he has a Dawn attached, he gains 2,000 power and cannot be KO'd by slash attribute cards. This is handy against Zoro and the new Mihawk coming out, but is also great against the 6,000 power leaders since he'll have 8,000 power and forces them to make a decision. The only reason I moved away from these cards is because again, they aren't scientists, and the 5-cost Vegapunk gives you a ton of advantage, so you want to make sure he's as consistent as possible. Because this deck is aggressive, you also want to play rush cards. The 5-cost Ace has been a good addition to this deck in the past, since he's very easy to play, especially early on since you start with such low life. The new Bonnie that just came out is an insane new addition to the deck. Not only is she a 10k body with Rush, she also forces your opponent to take a life card first. So even if they do a good job fending off your earlier attacks, dropping her will force their life down. 2 of them basically spell game over for your opponent. The best part is, she's just 9 cost, so you can still use your leader effect to put a blocker onto the field, or a card that gets you a blocker into your life to keep your defense up as well. You won't have infinite Shakas or Vegapunks to play from your hand whenever you need them, but you still have other ways to play blockers off of your triggers. The 1-cost counter event can boost you by 3000 power in a pinch, but it's mostly good for its trigger. By putting it in your life, it can play any 5-cost or lower egghead from your trash, a super helpful and versatile effect. While you can play your Shakas back, your best case is bringing back Vegapunk, since he's still a blocker, but he'll also play another scientist character for you to keep attacking the next turn, which could even end up being Shaka if you're lucky. Because of this combo, many times it makes sense to discard your Vegapunks for counter, knowing you can get them back. The Egghead stage is another great way to keep your bodies on board. During the end phase, you can simply restand one of your rested Egghead characters. This is really helpful for preserving your cards, since often your opponent will be weary about attacking into your life, instead choosing to starve you and break down your board first. Cards like this, along with Atlas, are important for keeping your attacking characters around so you can keep the pressure on your opponent. The best way to keep your opponent from attacking though is by straight up removing their characters. The 5-cost Luffy can remove a 4-cost or lower character by trashing himself, and then he draws a card too. Luffy, along with Atlas or Shaka, are ideal candidates to drop on your first turn. You can wait a turn to attack with him, and then use his effect to get extra value out of him. Nami is pretty similar, although she gets to stay on the field. She can discard a trigger to pop a 5-cost or lower character. The difference between getting rid of 4-cost and 5-cost characters is pretty massive, so Nami is usually always going to be better. Although, you can't drop her on an earlier turn like you can with Luffy. You'll need to have only a few cards in your hand if you want to draw with her, and conserving card advantage is important in this deck. Consider playing her with the 7-cost Stussy to help lower cards in your hand organically, and using your leader effect beforehand to make sure you meet her threshold. S-Snake is another option you have to stop your opponent from attacking. When she's played, one of your opponent's 6-cost or lower characters cannot attack. This is nice, since a lot of your opponent's most dangerous swings come from 5-cost and lower characters, especially early on as you try to build up your board. Another card you could use is the 5-cost Boa Hancock, and while she isn't an Egghead card, she still has a great effect. Just like Nami, by discarding a trigger from your hand, one of your opponent's rested characters or leader cannot attack during the next turn. This is especially useful against Green Zoro, since hitting their leader stops 2 incoming attacks. Against every deck, you're relying on consistently feeling your field and being as aggressive as possible. In the grind game, opponents will typically be able to out-resource you, so a quick victory is key. You should always be dropping characters on the field with your leader's effect when you can, and never go above 2 life, because you'll lose access to most of your effects. Despite the fact that you want to be aggressive, going first to attack first isn't exactly optimal. It's not bad by any means, but your Dawn works out much better on an even curve. On your first turn, you may have 1 Dawn go to waste, unless you have the 1-cost Lilith, but on your 4 Dawn turn, you can play a 3-cost and then a 5-cost with your leader, and on 6 Dawn, play 2 5-costs. Then on 8 Dawn, play a Stussy, letting you get 2 more characters on the field, or at this point, adding to life is fine too. Then, once you're at 10 Dawn, dropping Bonnies is the best thing you can do. Going first essentially puts you a turn behind, because with 3, 5, or 7 Dawn, you'll have to choose what you want to do, and you'll reach your 10 Dawn turn slower than your opponent, which can allow them to gain tempo on you. In your opening hand, you're mainly looking for a strong attacker that your opponent can't immediately run over. I would mulligan looking for Atlas or Shaka, but seeing a Luffy or Lilith isn't bad either. I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. Comment below what you want to see me cover next, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out. If you're still here, you're the best, and I'll see you guys next time.